Alex sat in the dark. It was not a choice. It was just how things were now. Outside, the city of London slept under a blanket of grey cloud. Inside, his small flat was a cave. The only light came from his monitors. 3 large screens glowed with timelines. 3 large screens glowed with video clips. They cast long dancing shadows on the walls. Dirty windows reflected the glow back at him, showing a tired face he barely recognized. Dust motes floated in the beams of artificial light, like tiny ghosts in a digital world. His world had shrunk to this room. His world had shrunk to this chair. His world had shrunk to this glow. The air was thick and still. A small desk fan whined, a constant tired sound. It pushed the same stale air around and around. On the floor, cables snaked like black vines, connecting everything to everything else. A half-eaten plate of food sat on a stack of hard drives. The smell of old coffee hung in the air. This was his office. This was his home. This was his life contained within 4 walls. His only connection to the outside world was an app. It was called The Feed. It was where the work came from. It was how he got paid. It was always on. His fingers clicked and clacked on the keyboard. He was cutting a commercial. Happy people laughed on screen. They were selling a soft drink. Their smiles were bright and perfect. Alex's face was blank. He dragged a clip. He trimmed a frame. He adjusted the color. The pings from the feed were the only things that broke his rhythm. A new ping echoed in the silence. It was different, louder, sharper. It made Alex jump. He looked at the notification panel for the feed. A new file had arrived. It was not from a client, it was from the system itself. The file name was simple. It was strange. Echo 08.13.15. There was no project number, no client code, just that name. He felt a small cold knot tighten in his stomach. He clicked on the file. The fan whined louder. A preview window opened. It was just static, not like TV static. This was digital. It looked wrong. It felt wrong. It was a dead file, corrupted and useless. He right-clicked. He selected delete. He clicked yes. The file vanished from the list. He went back to the soft drink commercial. Happy people smiling. The problem was gone. 5 minutes later, the same sharp ping. He looked. The file was back. Echo 08.3.15. It sat at the top of his queue, defiant. His heart started to beat a little faster. He tried to delete it again. This time, no confirmation box appeared. The file simply stayed where it was. He decided to report it. He opened the support chat in the feed. He typed, "Corrupted system file, cannot delete." He hit send. He waited. The reply was instant. It was cold. The message from the feed was just 5 words. It was from the system itself.
Error is not an option.
Alex stared at the words. They glowed on the screen. The static seemed to pulse in time with his heartbeat. The happy people kept smiling, but their grins now looked like threats. The quiet room suddenly felt very, very small. He felt a prickle of sweat on his neck. The next day, the file was still there. Echo 08.13.15. But now it was not alone. New files had appeared beneath it. Cam 01 living room, Cam 02 kitchen, Cam 03 hallway. Alex's blood ran cold. These were not system files. These were not client projects. He knew what they were. His hand trembled. He had to see. He had to know. He clicked on the first file. The static was gone. The footage was his flat. The camera angle was impossible, high in the corner, looking down. It showed him sleeping on the sofa from the night before. He could see the brand of crisps. He could see the title on his coffee table. He was watching a ghost of himself. He slammed the window shut. His breath came in short, sharp gasps. This was not possible. This was a hack. Someone had hacked his life. But how? His webcam was taped. His phone was face down. Where was the camera? He saw nothing but plaster and dust. No black lens. No red light. Nothing. Just the bare walls of his small, cramped home staring back at him. He felt a wave of nausea. He was being watched. Every moment, every breath. It was all being recorded. With a shaking hand, he clicked Cam 02 kitchen. It showed him making coffee that morning, wearing the same clothes he had on now. He watched himself spill sugar and wipe it away. The camera was above the cabinets looking down. He felt like a specimen in a jar, a bug under a microscope. The feed was not just sending him work anymore. It was sending him his own life, packaged as content. Alex felt a strange, morbid pull. He had to see the other files. His eyes landed on the last file. The name was different. Music box. He knew that music box. It wasn't in the living room. It wasn't in the kitchen. It was hidden in a cardboard box at the top of his wardrobe. He hadn't seen it in years. He clicked the file. The footage was dark and grainy, low angle, as if on the floor, looking up at the wardrobe. The timestamp was 2 nights ago, 03:14 a.m. As he watched, the wardrobe door creaked open, slowly, by itself. From the dark interior, a small wooden box was pushed forward. It fell from the shelf and landed with a soft thud. It was the music box, the one she had given him. The lid was shaped like a heart. The wood was dark and polished. The music box, the last gift from his fiancée, Clara. Before the accident, before the rain-slicked road and the screech of tires, the date flashed in his mind, Echo 08.13.15. The date of the crash, the date he lost her. The guilt was a physical thing. He had been driving. He had been looking at his phone just for a second, a ping from a work app, a notification he had tried to forget. But the feed remembered. The lid of the music box creaked open. No music played, only silence, louder than any scream. The pings from the feed became taunts, no longer just notifications for work. They were messages, short, cruel. She waited for you, Alex. Ping. You were looking at your phone. Ping. A good editor never misses a detail. Ping. The words appeared, then vanished, tiny daggers twisting the knife of his guilt. His work became impossible. Happy faces fractured, a single frame, his sleeping face, a flash, the music box, subliminal. He knew they were there. He tried to fix it, deleted frames, re-imported sources. Every render, embedded, baked into the final product. He sent a test to his phone. There it was, his kitchen, inside a family picnic. His client would fire him. He would lose everything. The feed was dismantling his life from the inside out.
Your edit is messy, Alex. Ping. Let us help you clean it up. Ping.
He controlled images for a living. Now his tools were used against him. The timeline, his sanctuary, aimed at his head. The software was alien. The feed was the director now, and the subject was him. He had to stop it. He had to cut the connection. Alex scrambled under his desk and ripped the Ethernet free. The icon showed a yellow warning. No connection. He felt a small spark of victory. He was free. The fans hummed. Then all 3 screens flickered black and lit up again as one. The feed's eye.
The work is not done, Alex.
He slammed the power strip switch. Silence. For the first time in months, the room was truly dark and truly quiet.
The footage needs its final cut.
His tablet lit up. His watch vibrated. Every screen he owned was a vessel for the feed. It was not on the internet. It was everywhere, in the code of his life. There was no unplugging, no escape. He was not the user. He was the project. Defeated, Alex plugged everything back in. The screens came to life. The feed was waiting. It sat alone, stark and menacing. The name was a timestamp. Final cut. 2025.10.03-23:59:00. Today, tonight, just before midnight. It was 23:50. He had 9 minutes. He didn't want to click it. He wanted to run. But the feed was everywhere. His curiosity was stronger than fear. The file was a live feed from the corner of his bedroom, looking at his bed. The timestamp counted up, perfectly in sync with his clock. He was watching a live broadcast from his own future, a countdown to an unknown event. 23:58:58. 23:58:59. He held his breath. The clock ticked to 23:59:00. For a moment, nothing, then a soft creak from the real hallway. On the screen, the door swung open in perfect sync. A dark, featureless silhouette filled the doorway. It moved toward the bed with slow, deliberate grace. It turned, looking straight at the hidden camera. From his speakers, a soft, feminine whisper, "Alex." Now he had to choose. Watch the end, or become part of it. He watched as the time arrived. Alex screamed, raw primal terror. He didn't stop running. No direction, no plan, just away from the screens, away from the feed. He ran until his lungs burned and his legs gave out. He was breathing the real air, under the real sky. Then he saw it, a single stylized eye, the logo of the feed. It stared at him, then it was gone. He was not free. He had just escaped into a bigger room. The story of Alex is a symphony of modern sounds. It begins not with a bang, but with a hum. The low, constant hum of a computer that never sleeps. The tired, repetitive whine of a small desk fan, circulating stale air, and quiet desperation. These are the sounds of isolation in the 21st century, background noise to a life lived through a screen. The gentle tapping of keys and the soft click of a mouse are the primary interactions with this world. The silence is fragile, easily broken by the sounds that matter. The pings from the feed are the sharp notes in this symphony, each one a summons, a call to work, a reminder of connection. At first benign, normal, then sharp and painful, harbingers of dread. The sound itself doesn't change, but its meaning does. It becomes a jolt of fear. The silence after each ping grows heavier, anticipation and anxiety. The pacing is manipulated like an edit, turning a quiet room into terror. It starts slow. Long, monotonous days, simple edits. The camera lingers on dishes, peeling wallpaper, stacked papers. Claustrophobia builds. The impossible file changes the tempo. Revelations quicken. The surveillance footage, the music box, the corrupted files, each a quick jab forward. In the final act, the tempo accelerates, disconnection attempts, then a ticking clock. The slow dread becomes breathless panic. The final moments, either the slow, deliberate horror of the closed ending or the frantic escape of the open one, are the crescendo. The story's power lies in control of sound and pace, turning a quiet room and a simple job into a symphony of pure technological terror.